I was just anxious and paranoid after that because first I was like, oh my god, what if it's like a random person trying to get into the building? So let's see how this hot pot restaurant is. This is what my apartment is looking like. Solace and free space I really have in my apartment. I'll show you guys the state of my apartment in a few minutes just because they are finally fixing the bathroom and my new fridge is gonna come in. But while I talk to you guys, I'm donating a bunch of clothes, and the company Crossroads, you can send your clothes into them and they will either give you a check for a refund. Last time I got $6 for a bunch of clothes that I sent in, or you can get store credit. But anyway, the super came yesterday and today to fix my fridge. If you guys don't know, I mentioned the last few vlogs just because I was really going through it with the apartment problems. He came yesterday to plaster the wall, and before he did that, I made sure that he knew to check for mold because I was not gonna let him just get away with it and take the easy way out and just like plaster over the problem. So it took him 4 hours to plaster it yesterday, which is fine because at least he did his job, but it was just annoying because then I had to work through all of like the construction in my apartment. It's also a huge bag. I'm fitting a whole Target bag worth of clothing in here. Also, this is your sign to donate a bunch of old clothes because it's just taking up room in your closet. And then today he came back to paint over it, and that meant that I had to take everything out of the bathroom, including the curtain rod and all my shower stuff, everything off the wall, and it's like a mess. It seems so empty. It looks like how it did when I first moved in, but there have been so many signs the past few weeks and months that have been basically pushing me out, and it's unfortunate that these are like my final few months in my apartment just because I did so much growing up here in the last 3 years. But I know I'm on to better things, you know, and I'll show you guys what my apartment looks like. But if you guys don't know me and you're new to my channel, my name is Mahua, and I'm always here as a native New Yorker to show you the real bits and pieces of living in New York because it's not always glamorous and luxurious like how a lot of people show on YouTube and on social media. So if you guys are interested in that type of content, and a moving vlog's coming up very soon because of all the unfortunate circumstances that I've been in the past few months, keep on watching and make sure to like and subscribe. So this is the chaos of my apartment right now. Usually this little clothing rack right here with all my designs goes over here, but we got a huge like garbage rug right here for the paint job, and all of my bathroom stuff are out here in the living room. I just realized that we're supposed to have a podcast guest come over today to record a podcast episode, but this is what my apartment is looking like right now. And also I was like, oh, let me just put my contacts in because I can't see, so I can do my makeup. My contacts are behind that in my cabinet. So, ooh, wow, looks clean. This is what the bathroom is looking like. Wow, there's an echo in here because there's nothing in here. He repainted the entire bathroom because of the spills, I guess, to make sure everything is even and the same color. Thankfully, the super was able to put a second coat of paint. Everything dried. We were able to put everything back into the bathroom, and then we were able to record our guest episode for the podcast. So the things that I had to do today, 100% done, which I'm proud of and I'm glad happened regardless of everything that happened in the apartment. I honestly just want to stop talking about my apartment problems because I've talked about it. This is the 3rd video now, and I'm ready to move on because it happened, and I don't want to be that person to continuously like delve on the past and delve on all the things that went wrong. So right now we are going to get dinner at this new spot that I haven't tried. It's Hot Pot, and I'm gonna show you some Queens spots this week because I'm scheduled to go to dinner today. I'm also scheduled to go to another spot in Queens tomorrow. So let's see how this Hot Pot restaurant is. It's actually in Flushing. If you guys don't know, that's where a lot of East Asian great food is, and you're not gonna get scammed as much in comparison to like Manhattan prices, and it's very authentic. This is what the restaurant is called. Apparently it's unlimited. Like, look at this drink right here. That looks fabulous. What are you most looking forward to? Excited for some seafood. That's where you go see the baseball games. potato ball. Or pumpkin ball, sorry.
So it's you. Thoughts?
Honestly?
Yeah?
This is really good. Try it.
Oh.
Thoughts?
Oh.
Yeah, the classic spring roll.
Hey. Hey, chef. Chef? Oh, what are you doing there? Oh, wait. With the greens?
This man is happy. His cravings are fulfilled. I'm going to this new bar spot to work out in. I usually go to Manhattan to do all of my workouts, but I've been trying to find more Queens, like Long Island City, places that are closer to me because I go so early in the morning. And I'm excited to try out this new spot. I'm very new to bar, so it's like a bunch of new things that I'm trying. And also I ate so much yesterday at that hot pot place that I feel like I need to get rid of all of the toxins that I have in my body right now.
Out of your left hip. Amazing. So, find that big reach up out.
I just showered and made myself a tuna bagel for brunch, but I'm gonna get working on some editing. I have to outline the podcast episode that I'm gonna be recording tomorrow, and I have a brand outline that I'm gonna do, and then way later I'm gonna have hopefully a late night dinner with one of my friends. But today's bar class was actually really nice. It might be my go-to spot from now on because it was so relaxed, but also you feel like you're doing a lot, because bar is a combination, in my opinion, of yoga but also full body workout. So we worked on abs, we worked on arms, legs, everything, but it was also relaxing. Like there were pregnant women there were people there that were newcomers like me. I definitely feel like I'm gonna get sore tomorrow, but it's still safe for people that are going to give birth and things like that, right? So I really like how close it is. The instructor was super friendly and very just like upbeat, and the ambiance inside of the place was so like welcoming and positive. Like I genuinely feel better this morning, you know. I'm trying to be more grateful. But yeah, anyway, before I start work at like 4:15 in the morning today, someone was ringing on my doorbell like non-stop, and it's 4:15 in the morning, right? And you would think, okay, maybe they pressed the wrong bell, but then they did it non-stop for 2 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I can finally go back to sleep. But it was annoying because it woke me up, and then they kept ringing after that, and it lasted for about an hour. Imagine 4:15 to 5:15 in the morning. And then after that I was like, okay, there's no point in sleeping, because I was just anxious and paranoid after that. Because first I was like, oh my god, what if it's like a random person trying to get into the building and then find my apartment? And then second, I thought it was my super who has like a vendetta against me because I complained to him, to management. This was me like thinking in bed at 4:15 in the morning. I was like, what if he's playing a prank on me to wake me up, because that's his way of getting back at me for having to fix my ceiling in my bathroom and things like that. And then I thought I heard my door handle jiggling, but that was all my imagination. I literally got woken up in the middle of the night. Like, you're gonna make up stuff, right? So yeah, that was annoying, but I'm still gonna have a good day. I'm not gonna let that ruin my day. Also, y'all, I want you guys to take a second to appreciate my lashes, because in the last like 8-ish months I've been using this eyelash serum before I go to sleep, and I feel like it's really been lifting my lashes and making them longer. But let me know, what do you guys think? It's from the company Obagi, and it's this eyelash serum. It is a little bit expensive. I got it as a gift, like PR, and that's why I used it. But now that I genuinely see like results from it, I'm like a willing to buy customer, you know? As you can see, I'm in my little podcast setup. I just finished filming a solo episode. I talked about how I stopped drinking years ago and how it's changed my life, and tips on how you can do it. So make sure to check out Difficult-ish if you are trying to listen to that solo episode. I really poured out so much of my tips and like my life experience. But anyway, yesterday we went to this Indian restaurant in Jackson Heights, Queens, and it was good food, good vibes. I hung out with my friends first time after like just talking on the internet on social media, so that was a lot of fun to like talk in real life. Today I was supposed to get a new fridge because if you guys watched my last video, my fridge was making this loud ass buzzing noise. It was going bonkers, where in the middle of the night it would just go off and wake me up and then just randomly stop. And also the fridge would stop working randomly too, right? So I was supposed to get a replacement today, and then tell me how I got a text saying that it's actually not gonna come today, it's gonna come next week. So who knows if my groceries will be safe the next few days. Stay tuned to find out. But today, one of my close friends, Arya, she has a nonprofit that is trying to end child marriage in Bangladesh. And she is hosting an event in Brooklyn today for the girls where 100% of the ticket proceeds are going to save the girls in Bangladesh. So she is a gem of a human being, and I'm like so grateful to know her. So at this event, she's having a bunch of female panelists that are going to be talking about their career endeavors, their journeys in being like a TV host, being a skincare brand founder, things like that. So I'm so excited to learn from them, see my friends, see my girly pops, and this whole event's gonna be about like mingling and just having a wholesome, beautiful time. So I'm really excited to go to that tonight. But for this occasion, I got on my hand-painted Bangladesh pants. I designed this like years ago. It says disruptive to the youth. Disruptive is in Bangla. And I painted that years ago now to kind of represent how a lot of people look at kids as disrespectful or ignorant or whatever it is when these kids are trying to speak up for their rights or stand up for what they believe in, which is usually never a bad thing. And then now with everything going on in Bangladesh, if you guys don't know, I'm Bangladeshi American, and the people in my country are speaking up for their rights. There are a lot of student protests because there's this like quota system in Bangladesh where over 50% of the jobs were going to children of freedom fighters or veterans or like a marginalized group, which sounds good to an outsider because we're like taking care of a marginalized population, we're honoring the veterans, but also about 40% of the kids that were working hard to get these high paying government jobs to help themselves and their families didn't feel like it was a fair thing. They wanted their jobs to be based on merit instead of it being based on who you know and nepotism and how much money you have. So these students were protesting for their rights and protesting that this quota system gets reduced, which it did now because of these student protests, but so many kids died in the process and it shouldn't have gotten this far. So now there's like a lot of outrage and protests happening in the US and like all over the world talking about this thing. So I am planning on going on Saturday to honor the lives that have passed and also just like stand up for what's right. And let me tell you that this is nothing new. This has happened so many times in history. Back in like the 1950s, the independence of Bangladesh was based on student protests. So it's just crazy that it's like happening again, and like administration is just not batting an eye or protecting them. Like I literally made this piece back in 2019 or 2018 where it talks about the student protest for something completely different. So history is really rewriting itself in Bangladesh, in a lot of other countries that are on the news now, and I hope people wake up soon. You know, I'm always going to stand for what's right and speak up for what's right.
sisterhood. All girls can't be in rooms like this.
And no matter how far you come, as long as you still have that hand out for someone, it means way more than you think. It'll go way further.
Zarifa and I have been friends for a little while. I mean, she is the most abundance mindset person I have ever met.
I feel like a lot of the gatekeeping comes from a scarcity mindset. And there's a part of me that does feel bad because I don't think that was created by us. Like, I feel like there was a time and a place where it was like, well, you are the token brown person. Like, there's only room for one. Like, there's only room for, like, the diversity hire, the diversity person. So I feel like it created this sense of competition amongst like minority groups where you feel like, okay, well, if there's only space for one, I have to be that one. And I feel like we're doing a really great job of like breaking those barriers now, of being like, no, it doesn't have to be one. Like there's space for all of us at the top.
Arya, say hi to the vlog. This is Arya.
Hello, difficulty.
Arya, our beautiful My Soli founder and the saver of all the girls in Bangladesh.
She's the one that did it all.
Thank you.
It was her. Oh my goodness.
And my sissy
Oh my goodness gracious.
Y'all, it is the next morning, post-event, and events like that are female hosted, South Asian centric, but everyone is welcome, and we're just inspiring and uplifting one another, and I'm able to like meet you guys and hear your stories. It leaves me feeling so good and inspired and just fulfilled, because it makes me realize like why I started doing what I do in the first place. I'm able to just feel more motivated and continue with my journey, because honestly, the most successful people that you see, they all have their own struggles that they face. They all have just like imposter syndrome, and they feel alone and they feel not successful, and they get over it, you know? And sometimes I'm feeling like that as well in my own journey, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm dealing with this by myself. How am I gonna get through this? But there are so many people like also going through the same thing, and it's just like such a beautiful reminder to see those people and meet those people. But I am so proud of my friends at the My Soli Foundation, because they are saving girls all over South Asia in Bangladesh, but they're also just like hosting meaningful events like these and just allowing this like safe space for people like me and you know? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like this and you like the real side of living in New York, you know, going to these events, going to workout classes, but also having these apartment problems and going through it sometimes while living here. Hold on, my mom is calling. Okay, anyway, I just finished talking to her. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, the real tea on just like living here. You know, I'm always showing you the behind the scenes of what it's like. Stay tuned for all of the moving content and just like future vlogs, thrifting vlogs, just my life in general. But if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, because it helps me so much as a small YouTuber. We just hit 22,000 subscribers, which is such a big deal for me, so thank you so much. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. It's at Mahua Khan. I post literally every single day, and you can stay more in tune with like the little bites of my life, you know, the things that are happening every day. If you'd like to listen to us on our podcast, we post every single week. It's called Difficult-ish. We're on Spotify, Apple, all streaming platforms, and you can watch videos on YouTube, and you can check out labyrinthapp.com. It's my pride and joy, my business, where I have my art and apparel that you can shop from. But even if you don't, you can just browse or support by just following along. But I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye.